So, welcome everyone. As we journey through the blood, there are two parts of the blood. One is the fluid part called the plasma, and the second are the cells. Plasma part is basically, with a fluid with proteins and some other factors in it, but the cells parts are very crucial. And the cells are formed from the main source, which is called the granddaddy. And the granddaddy is the called stem cell, blood stem cell. And then there are two portions to it. One portion comes, you don't have to worry about the names of it, but one is the myeloid, second is the lymphoid. We are aware of the lymph. We were talking about how the lymph came about. And in the M system or myeloid system, from there, all the red cells come. Red cells come, platelets come, and some of the other cells, which are fighter cells, like the white cells. We know the three cells: red cells, white cells, and the platelets. They all come from that. This whole entire section given for the defense mechanism is much more like when we have, say, in a country. In a country, we need, people who work, people who produce, people who supply chain, etc. That is all the red cells. They supply the oxygen, they supply the various materials, things needed for the society. And that's red cells. Then there are certain cells, which is like a banking system, control of the money, make sure that the money does not leak. And all that is happening because we have, it's a financial system. It's similar to the platelets. Platelets are ones which cause clotting and make sure that they do not, we do not leak out all our resources. And so platelets are that. And then there is another system, which is sort of a police system, immediate police system, which is there, which is the white cells. Different types of white cells come in. Now, there is something else that is required, which is a long-term solution for the society. What is a long-term solution? We need to have a understanding about how we can really develop our immunity, how we can be immune from inside out, the value system in the society and all that. I'm just giving a comparison to the society because that's how it will work. And this is the lymphatic system. So this is a cellular mechanism of lymphoblasts or lymphocytes and other cells. So these are the two separate understanding about how the society of the cells within the blood work. So in the next section, we'll go into more details about lymph and the functions of it. But before we do that, I just want to describe something to you, and that is red cells carry the oxygen. We know that part of it. The platelets are helpful for clotting. We know that part of it because whenever there's an injury or there is a need for clot formation, because otherwise it will continue to bleed. So platelets are useful for that. And then the other white cells that are there, for example, immediate responders. Supposing there was some situation going on in the society, and immediate emergency police or the first responders. They call it, we call that in society as first responders. The first responders team is a team of the white cells. And these white cells are the different types depending upon how, they're stained. They've got neutrophils, eosinophils, basophils. There are three types. And we have given that in the diagram. You will probably refer that. So this is the first responders. And the first responders, they have ability to go to the bacteria or whatever the foreign body is there, and they engulf it. They actually eat up the bacteria, eat up the stuff. That's the first responder. That's the way they do it. They say, come on. When the police comes about, that the crowd is unrowdy. You know that they form a little cordon around. They put a little ropes around so that they contain the crowd. You've seen that in social disruptions, you see. And that's what they do. These are the white cells that are the granulocytes or whatever you want to call it. But they are the ones. They are the first responders. Whereas on the other side is the lymphocytes. The lymphocytes are, as the word says, lymph. They are in the lymph. And we'll talk more about lymph in a minute. But what they do is they have long-term situations. They help the antibodies. See, antibodies is a little bit more social situation where there are some good people in the society who have good values, and the good values are being supported by these particular cells, and they exist in different forms. They exist in the society. For example, there are some good people who will help individual households, like the cells, and they are called the blood cells, P, tissue cells. It helps all the various cells, and then they also continue to form more and more, uh, you know, um, antibodies against all the invaders and bacteria and all that. And that's a little bit of a longer term solution for the unrest in the body or unrest in the society in this situation. And they also have something called natural killer cells. But they also have to carry some arms, and they ordinarily, yes, value system is there, but along with the value system to correct things that are going on, we need some weapons too. So they also carry a little bit of weapon that and they can kill, cells. So these are the various forms in which the lymph cells exist. So this is how the body mechanism works. And in the next section, we'll be talking more about the lymphatic system.